Everything else is by the by, but I feel pretty bad about apparently neglecting my my vampire daughter. So screw me, I guess. But this is really interesting, and it's making me really intrigued to see like the other scenarios and like the other ways that you can play things, and some of the other cutscenes and stuff. So, and obviously this is quite early in the game as well, so I feel like this has a lot of replayability that I'm very intrigued to see. So let's move on to the next scene, and I'm gonna do I want to play as Galeb and go to Jason Moore's home, or do I want to be MM and play and meet with Deneb Osborne? I'm kind of intrigued about the Jason Moore situation, so I might save MM for last, actually. And I might play as Galeb now. So, let's go. Let's go. Okay, alright. 125 points available. I think that... Okay, I started speccing into Fortitude, which is physical and mental supernatural resilience. Available only in exploration. Ability to withstand physical pain. The hunger cost depends on your fortitude. Dialogue power defends against the opponent's skills, increases the chance of winning by 50% in the case of a tie. Walls of the Mind generates 1 less hunger. Can protect against opponent's disciplines. Okay. I'm also kind of interested in getting more domination points, so I might get that one. And then I don't know, I've got 80 points. And I think that I feel like persuasion seems to come up a lot, so it might be a wise investment. But I don't know. If it's only 15 points, I might get another point in social. Ugh. This attribute affects rhetoric and persuasion by decreasing the focus cost. That could be really helpful. So yeah. And then oh, this is tricky. I feel like I have space for 2 more or 1 more intimidation. Yeah, I do feel like persuasion comes up a lot, so I think I'm going to pick persuasion. And then maybe... maybe education? Okay, let's commit. Unreliable agent. is a trait of mine now. Probably because I've generated too much suspicion.
Nice badge.
Keep an eye on the elevator. I'm gonna go wait for forensics.
Okay. Let me know when they get here.
Excuse me.
Love it.
Message from the sheriff. Prince asked more for 5 reports. If I can't bring back their author, I must bring back the reports at least. I'll know them when I see them.
Bring Jason Moore back to the princess. Gather reports about the Primogen. Hold on. Dejan, Hilda, Jara, Beryl, and Dr. Dunham.
That's not a good sign.
Oh, I suppose it isn't. Lot of cops to go around so far. Hello, sir.
Special Agent Smith.
The FBI. Finally, some backup. Lieutenant's expecting you. Straight ahead. Watch out for the bloodstains. Forensics hasn't been through here yet.
No problem,
Got it.
Evelyn. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you later. Okay, let's get into it.
The victim lost a lot of blood.
Oh dear. Oh dearie, dearie me.
I'll finish here and then I'm on my way.
Lieutenant Anderson, I'm in charge of the investigation.
Special Agent Smith, FBI.
Really? Smith. Is that some kind of joke?
No, why?
Let it go. Never mind. I'll give you the DL. We got a call from the caretaker around 2:15. He told us that one of his residents was brought in with an injury carried by his bodyguards. We sent a squad car that got here around 2:45.
Who was the first person to get here?
Who was the first person on the scene?
That would be Baker. He's somewhere around here. It shouldn't be hard to find him.
Where is the caretaker?
Is the caretaker still here?
He's in the living room. But I don't think you'll be able to get anything useful out of him. Poor guy's in shock.
Alright.
Okay, then what?
When they stepped inside, the guys came face to face with that.
Do we know who the victim is?
Yeah, he had his ID on him. It's the owner, a guy named Jason Moore. I don't know who this guy pissed off, but things didn't work out too well for him.
Did you secure all the exits and entrances to the building?
Yes, we've got men on the ground floor and in the parking garage.
How do you get to the parking garage?
You'll have to ask the caretaker. He's the one who took my men down there.
What do they know about Moore?
What have you got on Moore?
He was an asset manager. But if you ask me, he was involved in some shady stuff that we're sure to find out about. It's not every day that an accountant gets his head chopped off.
Yeah. I mean, I think he was a vampire, so... Not your average accountant, I guess. Or... I guess maybe. Metaphorically speaking. Where's his family?
Do we know if he had a family?
Yeah, a wife and an 8-year-old daughter.
Was
The
he
wife,
a vampire?
Lydia Moore, 34 years old, architect, dual citizen of Costa Rica and the US, no criminal record. Yeah, we're trying to get a hold of her. The daughter, June. We've looked and she's not here either.
His bodyguards?
Where are the bodyguards?
We haven't found anyone yet.
Okay.
Go on.
We're We're still looking for the head. We're waiting on forensics for everything else, but they're busy with another case.
Another case?
What case?
You haven't heard? At one international place. They say it was a real bloodbath. So, you're here to take over the case?
No. I'm working on something else. Moore's name popped up in one of our investigations, but I can't talk about it.
Okay, I'll let my team know.
Sense the unseen. When Sense the Invisible is activated, looking at a non-human character is enough to identify its nature. It's also possible to reveal the tracks left by a supernatural creature and to learn more about it.
Agent Smith from the FBI is here. We're still in charge of the investigation, so please cooperate with him.
No, I don't have enough deduction. Great.
He was decapitated. It was a pretty clean cut. A signet ring with a beaver on it. Moore went to MIT.
Is the beaver the animal mascot of MIT? Okay. Analyze blood.
There's almost no blood left in him. The injury was post-mortem, and the body must have been lying down.
Observe blood.
The flesh is burnt around the bullet hole, over a wide area. He was shot at point-blank range, no doubt about it.
Okay. Anything else? No? Alright. Sense the aura.
There's a retainer here somewhere.
Retainer. A mortal in the service of a vampire, commonly a ghoul. The terms are usually interchangeable, with retainer being the polite choice. Okay. What do we got here? Boston Police District D4. Sicut patribus sit deus nobis, first in the nation. Notebook, Lieutenant Mia Anderson. Moore leaves with his bodyguards at midnight, returns 2 hours later, wounded with bodyguards, refuses Adams' help. Adams calls 911 at 2:15. 2:25, parking attendant sees Moore's car leave. 2:45, Baker enters the building and questions Adams. 2:50, Lehane arrives shortly after. Why is the head missing? ID, trophy, proof of a hit. Wife and daughter on a vacation with friends. Where are the bodyguards? Why hire them? Money laundering, household staff, nanny, housekeeper. Nice apartment, renovated. Lydia's an architect. Why is her office so small compared to her husband's? All good questions.
Sorry, I'm busy.
Okay.
This sort of formal decor might impress Boston high society, but not me.
Okay, Galeb. Galeb is funny. Wow, a lot of swords.
One of the weapons is missing.
Probably the murder weapon, huh?
The apartment has changed since my last visit.
It's very dark in here. Are even the tissues black? Officer Tyler Hale. Ethan Adams, 60, concierge/butler, good relations with the Moores, present at the scene. Moore came back around 2 a.m. wounded with bodyguards. Need more info, but Mr. Adams was in a state of shock. Feels guilty, thinks he could have done more. Loyal, professional, friendly, old school, meticulous, educated.
I have to question him.
He's still freaked out. I don't think it's the right time.
I can come back.
What a mess. Nobody's done the cleaning in ages.
Dude, not really the highest priority on anyone's list right now, is it, Galeb? Oh, hello. What do we got here?
Looks like Lydia's planner.
In case of an emergency, call... What does that say?
Still looking.
Something... Paravida or something?
Lydia's
Pura
life
vida.
seems to revolve around June and her home in Costa Rica, with Jason often absent.
August 2019, 7th, visit Grandpa at San Jose. 10th, goodbye Costa Rica, sad face. 15th, pick June to painting class. 17th, buy a new book, #streets from Catherine Bergman. 22nd, 10 a.m., new architecture project for Boston Museum. In case of emergency, call Pura Vida. Right.
Why is the FBI interested in more?
His name came up in several financial investigations we're working on.
That's a pretty good cover. It's a pretty decent cover. An entire uneaten pizza. That's criminal.
Come on. It'll pass. Don't worry.
Okay. Oh, the whole pizza.
Who'd leave that lying around?
Why is there so much pizza as well? Was he having people over? Like, what? It's a lot just hanging around.
There are bloody prints on these bags. When I knew him, he took better care of himself. What's going on with him?
You okay, buddy? Lol. These like JPEG-y food pictures that look like they're from like a supermarket advert.
You'll need to ask the concierge how to get to the parking garage. He's the one who sent my colleagues down.
Okay, sure. Still looking around here first.
Ugh, what a stench. There are bloody prints on these bags.
Okay, I already looked at that. Let's see if I can talk to this guy.
Are you all right?
Yeah, just a little faint.
I was expecting it, but then... give me a minute, and I'll head back.
The sight of blood. We've all been there, haven't we?
No.
I do enjoy Galeb, in a way. I think that the concept of his character and how it's contrasted with MM and Leisha is fun and interesting.
Mr. Adams?
No. This can't be happening. What a nightmare. So much blood.
I've got a few questions.
I tried to help him. I told him we should call 911. I told him.
Okay, intimidation might not be the way. Calm him down. Okay. I love the little, like, glowy eyes that you get when you use a vampire discipline. Calm him down.
Sir, listen to me. It's all right. Calm down. You're safe and you did the right thing.
I did the right thing.
I need you to answer a few questions for me.
Yes, of course. What do you want to know?
About the Moore family. What can you tell me about Moore?
Did you know Mr. Moore well?
We weren't friends, if that's what you're asking. But we got to know each other. With time. He was a creature of habit. Since he worked late, he would often ask me for things at night. Newspaper, batteries, ice. I think he asked me for just about everything. I prided myself on always being able to get what he needed, no matter what time it was. You'd have thought he pretty much lived after dark.
Like his clients.
I'm not sure whether or not Jason was a vampire. I feel like he might have not been a vampire if he had a wife and kid, right? But did he have visitors?
Did Mr. Moore have many visitors?
For a man with his status, it was nothing surprising. But, well...
Yes?
His visitors mostly came in the middle of the night.
Sorry.
I must admit, that's a little unusual.
That's what working for us is like.
He told me he had a lot of foreign clients, and he had to juggle different time zones. That's what working from home is like. He had colleagues over for late-night meetings, too. But since little June was born, not as many people came around.
That was wise.
Did he have any enemies?
Did he have any enemies that you were aware of?
No. He was a very respectable man. No bad company or anything.
Except for us.
Was he faithful? Nice tactful question right there.
Without any disrespect to the deceased, were you aware of any extramarital affairs he may have had?
Mr. Moore was a good man. He would never have disrespected his wife, or even contemplated it, I'm sure.
She could have been okay with it. There were no young women coming and going.
That's a very inappropriate question. I don't want to talk about this anymore.
Okay. What can you tell me about his wife?
Do you know his wife?
Mrs. Moore is a model resident. She always has something nice to say to the staff. And is the first to welcome new neighbors, too. A true lady.
Where is she?
Do you know where she is?
Mr. Moore told me she'd gone to their home in Costa Rica. She goes there pretty often. She's an architect, and she likes to work in her home country. She has family there.
Does she have any enemies?
Do you think anyone could have been so angry with her that they could have taken it out on her husband?
Oh, no. I don't think so. It's true that lots of people could have been jealous of her. But not to that point.
Okay, I'm gonna try it. Fingers crossed. Was she faithful? Come on. Yes.
Do you think she could have been having an affair?
She's a very respectable woman who loves her husband very much. I don't know what sick kind of world you live in.
And you would certainly not like to find out.
They had their ups and downs, just like any couple. The staff had noticed that she went to Costa Rica fairly often without her husband.
Was she thinking of leaving him?
Not at all. Just the opposite. She begged him to spend more time with her and their daughter.
Okay. What can you tell me about their daughter?
I imagine the girl left with her mother.
Not at all. It was the start of the school year. And Mrs. Moore left 2 weeks ago. I haven't seen her since Monday, when Mr. Moore took her to school on the first day. She must be staying with a friend. Poor little thing. Thank heaven she wasn't here.
I wonder how old she is. What can you tell me about the bodyguards?
Do you know his bodyguards?
Yeah, there's Jack, James, and Wu. But you won't hear me singing their praises.
Why not?
Oh, they're good at strutting around and acting tough when everything is going well. But where were they tonight? Can you tell me that? That was their job, right? They were paid to protect him.
What do you mean acting tough?
What do you mean by acting tough?
More than once I overheard them talking to Mr. Moore, like they were his boss. The world upside down.
They worked for us, just like your dear Mr. Moore.
I hope they won't find another job anytime soon.
What can you tell me about the evening?
Tell me about the evening again, please. What happened tonight?
Mr. Moore left with his 3 bodyguards earlier in the evening. One of them got in the car, and Mr. Moore came down around midnight.
And then?
They came back around 2 a.m. Mr. Moore was limping. He was leaning on one of his bodyguards, and he was bleeding.
Was he injured?
I told him I could call an ambulance or a doctor, but he didn't answer. I went closer to insist, but Wu told me they were in control of the situation, that it was no big deal. They went upstairs, and I saw drops of blood in front of the elevator. I told myself they were being unreasonable. What did those 2 goons know about it? So I called Mr. Moore on the internal line several times.
Did he pick up?
Not once. So I went upstairs and rang the doorbell, but nobody answered. So I went back down to the front desk and I called you.
About the parking garage.
The lieutenant told me there was an access to the basement.
Yes, using the service elevator through the kitchen. You need a magnetic pass to use it. I gave the spare to your colleagues who wanted to go down there. I still have the original. Do you want it?
Please.
Brill.
Thank you for your statement.
You have to find out who did this, officer. Justice needs to be done for him. And for his family.
And we need to find out who's messing with us. That's what we're here for. You can count on us. Stick around in case we have more questions.
Okay. I didn't realize I had my vampire senses on, and that was part of why everything was so dark. Lol. That definitely makes a big difference, doesn't it? Wow. Imagine how much this apartment costs. Oh, holy
a real
shit.
jungle in the heart of Boston. A truly peaceful oasis. Why were you looking for peace, Jason?
Do you have a tragic backstory, Galeb?
I warned you, Jason. God, did I warn you? We destroy all that we touch.
That sounds like a tragic backstory potential to me.
They wanted to bring a little vacation back home.
Gardening store. Okay, this is good for my hunting purposes.
That must remind him of Costa Rica. It's a whole way of life there. Slow down and enjoy things, in contrast to Jason's life. It seems like gardening is a real passion for Lydia. Not sure Jason shares your enthusiasm.
And now I know that they all have this cupboard so that I can hide bodies in it if needed. Oh, at least this bathroom has one sink. Like a normal bathroom. Okay, nothing of interest there, I guess. Okay, I guess I gotta go... Oh, I can go to the parking garage now. So that's good. Let's head back through here in order to do that. Perfect. Okay. What do we got? What do we got? I'm definitely gonna need to think about drinking someone's blood
Fine
soon.
vintages imported from Europe. Moore knew how to treat his guests.
Oh ho ho ho. God, this is an apartment. It's so huge. This is one apartment? It's insane. Nothing there. This is where we just were. Okay, I guess we just take the elevator then. 60 floors, but then there weren't 60 buttons. Confused. Yeah, look, the buttons just go up to, unless you like key it in. They have 0 to 9, and then you key in the number of the floor or something. That's an interesting system. I guess that makes more sense than having 60 separate buttons.
Hey, mister. We can't go into the parking garage. It's a crime scene.
Agent Smith, FBI.
Oh, hi. Officer Norton. Hey, they didn't tell me you were coming down.
Got something?
Wyatt saw Moore leave at 2:25.
Wyatt?
The parking attendant, part security guard, part valet. Anyway, a car that belonged to the victim left in a hurry. Or at least he thought it was Moore, until he found out he got his head cut off. There's skid marks on the ground and signs of a minor accident at the exit. He must have really been in a hurry.
What? Or don't pick up.
He?
What?
You said he must have been in a hurry. You're saying it was a man?
Oh, no, it just slipped out without thinking. It could have been a woman. Do you think it was the murderer?
We're not sure of anything at this point. I've got a few questions.
The witness. Also, Galeb is a woke king. The witness.
Where's the witness?
Wyatt? He's in the security booth over there. He's super nice. I don't think you'll need to question him again.
Skid marks.
You mentioned skid marks.
Yeah, they're very distinct. They start from his parking space and go all the way to the exit. They clean this place twice a day, so there's no doubt they're fresh. The driver peeled out of here in a hurry.
An accident?
And you said there was an accident near the exit.
Yeah, minor one. Broken headlight, paint marks. He must have had a hard time handling it.
Which car?
Do we know what kind of car it was?
Yeah, we called it in. It's the victim's sports car. Wyatt said there's only the sedan left.
Anything else?
Did you find anything else?
No, that's it. Since we're still waiting for forensics, we gotta be careful. But you know how it is, right?
Okay.
Let me know if you have any other questions.
Galeb always looks like mildly disgusted. Like he just is a little bit disgusted by everything constantly.
Still looking.
Oh shit. Okay, well I don't have enough tech skills or a key, so can't be doing that. Okay.
All right.
There are some cars that are just like normal cars, and then some cars that are like rich people's cars. But look at the apartment, this garage. Like this is a rich people's apartment building. So I feel like most of y'all need to have the rich people cars to go with it, right?
Do you know if our backup's on the way? It should take a long time.
Why do you need backup? Okay, so there's only that one car that seems to be significant. If I can find a key to break into it. Oh!
Even starving, I wouldn't touch that.
Lol. You can do that in Vampire. You can feed off rats. Okay, this car looks out of place. Ooh.
There's nothing in it.
Thin blood watch. Your opponent cannot focus while you are focusing. Chance of success of disciplines increases by plus 25%. In case of a tie, the opponent focus increases by plus 10%. Thin bloods, though derided by all kindred, possess extraordinary abilities in many areas. Although their experiments may seem strange or even incomprehensible, it's clear that they sometimes work. Okay, and then Galeb's azimuth compass. Chance of success of skills. Plus 35% in the event of a tie, and then the risk of opponent focus reduced by 50. You can just have this equipped at any given time, right? And then I've got blood and coins if I need them. Okay. So a quick read about the true faith. A rare few mortals possess the unshakable faith with which they can detect, repel, and even harm the undead. A myth to most vampires, these mortals can hail from any religion. Interesting. And if they so desire, can pose a very real threat to any damned they cross paths with. That's very interesting. The Beckoning, a mysterious calling drawing elder vampires away from their fiefs and fortresses. The elders are compelled to travel east towards the lands where mortals and vampire civilization began, into the fog of a shadow war fought over the graves of their progenitors. Second Inquisition. Referring more to an ongoing event than to any specific organization, the Second Inquisition is a common kindred term for the recent upsurge of well-equipped vampire hunting agencies. The most salient iteration of the Second Inquisition, and what vampires usually mean by that phrase, is the illicit and covert multinational conspiracy with many intelligence services and the Vatican to hunt the undead. blush of life. Unless intentionally brought to a semblance of life, the body of a vampire is functionally dead. Undeath signifies its presence in pale or ashy skin, cold flesh, and lack of breath, except to speak, or a heartbeat. By sending their blood through the dead capillaries of their skin and into their shriveled heart, a vampire can appear completely human for a night, including, but not limited to, a heartbeat, body temperature, and breath. The vampire can even pass a cursory medical examination, though they still fail more intrusive screenings for minute tells, such as the absence of intestinal flora. Okay. Interesting. Coterie. A small group of kindred united by the need for support and sometimes common interests. Diablerie, or amaranth, archaic. An act reviled by most vampires, diablerie involves drinking another vampire dry, ingesting not only their blood but their very essence. Vampires with a religious bent speak of consuming the victim's very soul, and those who can sense auras can clearly see the stains afflicting the perpetrator. Interesting that there are vampires with a religious bent. I guess that you would assume not because of the whole thing with vampire lore. But that's interesting.
Okay. There's nothing in it.
Okay, well that's that then. Okay.
Hello, Mr. Bizori.
You must be mistaken. I'm Smith, Agent Smith.
Yeah, sure.
Do I know you?
Everyone knows who you are.
Spicy. Why does everyone call you Wyatt?
Is it just me, or are you pals with all the cops around here?
Let's just say I'm pretty intuitive. You know what I mean. In the years you've been hunting us, you've acquired a hell of a reputation among our kind. I didn't know you would come. I'm not looking for any trouble. I didn't do anything wrong.
Just who the hell are you?
Me? I'm nobody. The name's Wyatt Alvarez. I was embraced 5 years ago.
A thin blood. I spent years hunting them when Quentin King...
Oh, Boston, okay. Let's do a quick read up on the Thin Bloods, because this is definitely something I've been like a bit uncertain of what exactly it means. So, Thin Blood, Duskborn, Mercurians, a deteriorated breed, a portent of the end times, or a vampire for a brave new world. Balancing at the midpoint between life and death, the ever-changing nature of the Duskborn evokes pity, jealousy, and fear in equal measure. Survivors of the last decades of pogroms, prejudice, and ostracization, the thin-blooded are here to stay. Their messy street alchemy and ability to pass as human makes them uniquely suited to thrive outside kindred society and make their own fate in postmodern nights. Sires tell their childer of the 13th and 14th generation never to attempt the embrace, as their blood is too far removed from Cain. They say it will bring nothing but death and sorrow, but, be it by mistake or design, this edict is not always followed. The thin-blooded can be of any mortal origin and are not affected by their parents' clan's curse, nor by their preferences in the same degree as their sire. If they are allowed to rise, they will likely be turned away, gaining the luxury of freedom and the danger of solitude. Very interesting. Howdy again. Oh, I see that a streech has been redeemed. In which case, I shall streech. Yeah, I was thinking that pogrom was an interesting choice of word there, certainly. I think that as a general rule, it's the way that they talk about certain things like not just with the thin-blooded, but with some of the other clans. Like I read through some of the like a significant amount of the codex in the last stream, and specifically when they talked about the different clans, like there was a lot of stuff in there that was interesting. So to take an example, let me try and see if I can, hold on.
Old Boston.
Okay, I might have to look at it later. But like the Malkavians, there was a lot of like talking about madness, and that was really loaded. And Nosferatu, they were talking a lot about like deformity, quote unquote, and like looking deformed and stuff like that. That was very loaded as well. And then with the Bruya, and particularly the Bruya, they were talking about like revolution and like rebellion, and it was framed in a really weird way. Yeah, there's a lot of very, very interesting stuff going on here in the lore that is specifically around like the vampire social system. I feel like there's definitely a lot to unpack there. I think some of the criticism about Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, the RPG from the 2000s, that is the only game before this, video game before this one in this franchise, is that it was sometimes too like #edgy. And I think that this feels very different to that, but like the lore and the world are more or less the same. But I guess that's kind of also a problem that you run into a bit in Cyberpunk, because Cyberpunk 2077, for example, like tries to reframe some of the stuff around like cyberpsychosis that is very loaded and very strange in the TTRPG. But I don't know, yeah, it's always interesting when you have that dynamic of making a game in a world that is quite like comes from an old TTRPG like that.
Unfortunately for me, the blood of my sire was already weak, so I can still catch glimpses of the sun, but I don't have actual powers.
I was gonna say something else as well. Yeah, I think that there's also... I feel like the idea of vampires and the way that vampires are kind of deployed in different fiction is really, really interesting to me, and I think it's always like deeply political, and that's mainly... It's not really... like, I feel like it could be explored more. To be honest, I was mostly thinking, obviously, secret society of people doing sketchy shit with blood runs the risk of getting blood libely if you add any Jewish coding and then the use of the word pogrom. Yeah, that is a very, very good point. That is a very extremely good point. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. When we were talking a bit about a secret group of people running stuff from behind the shadows, I was very... it kind of came into my mind a little bit of like being careful of how to talk about that. But now that you mention that, yeah. Yeah, I don't have like coherent thoughts on it now, but for example, with the Bruya here, they have like a whole thing of these are people who question normative ideas and like fight oppression and stuff, but then they don't just include left-wing people, they also include like literal Nazis, which what's happening there. And then Malkavians are like the madmen vampires or whatever, and they have like a literal like vampire psychiatric institute called the Institute that they put Malkavians in, partly because they're a threat to the Masquerade and stuff like that, but then it's also very like insanity imagined in that way of like mentally distressed people being like seers, and both derided and also kind of used in that way. And then the Nosferatu, it's like, oh, they have the Mark of Cain. The whole Mark of Cain thing is also interesting if we were going to delve into that. The idea of vampires as like children of Cain. There's a lot going on there. And then the Ventru are the ones that basically like think they're better than everyone else and have the divine right to rule and stuff like that. So they're basically like vampire aristocracy. And I think that those clans in particular are very interesting in terms of like analyzing that political system. So the way that the way that a social system for vampires, which is obviously defined on like this idea of the purity of blood and all of this is constructed, is there's a lot to unpack there. There's a lot to unpack there. I feel like with them literally being hunted down by the Catholic Church as well. Yeah, they're also referring to what's going on as a second Inquisition. And they said something in the lore about how, like, in the lore of this universe, the actual Spanish Inquisition did target vampires, which, you know, considering that the actual Spanish Inquisition notoriously targeted Muslims and Jewish people, is like yeah, there's a lot going on here. I mean, I feel like it's something that I might want to like sit down and delve into later, because I was already planning on working on a video essay on Vampire, but I think that would be from a quite different angle. But I feel like Vampire the Masquerade, like if it's a whole like universe with all of this lore and it's a franchise, there's like a lot to unpack, and it could be a really interesting study for the channel for sure. So I mean, if that's something that people are interested in, I'm definitely feeling very interested in it. So yeah, a lot to unpack here. But yes, very well observed about the use of the word pogrom. Thank you for pointing that out. All right, let's ask more questions. Who's his sire?
Who created you?
His name was Victor, but he died last year.
Has he declared himself to the prince? I don't really know 100% what that means, but... Oh, right, because vampires of the Camarilla need permission from the prince to, like, embrace people and to create childer. So I guess that creating thin bloods is like illegal, basically, is what I'm understanding in the Camarilla, because they are only allowed to create childer if it's going to like strengthen whatever the bloodline. All very interesting stuff.
Do the kindred know you exist?
Yeah. I followed the rules, but the prince told me he never wanted to see me again, so I try not to make waves. I try to help out here and there. I'm hoping someone will notice one day, and I'll be allowed to become a true kindred.
That's not very likely, if you ask me.
Rip. I'll be nice. I feel like Galeb's character, I don't really have like a he's very like cold and aloof, but it seems like very much like a traditionalist. So that kind of seems like what his character is, but I don't know if I want to necessarily lean into being a dickhead about blood purity or whatever, because that doesn't obviously sit right with me. So I hope it works out for you, buddy.
I hope it works out for you.
I'm doing what I can. Actually, if you could put a word in with the prince, I'd be eternally grateful.
I don't get involved in that kind of thing.
Of course, obviously. But seeing as how I'm already working for your child, Mr. Underwood, I thought that maybe...
You work for Beryl?
Yes. I also work at a red salon. A couple of hours each day.
What do you do there, exactly?
Cleaning, mostly.
Interesting. What are you doing here?
What are you doing here, then?
I thought it was a pretty cushy gig. It leaves me with a lot of spare time, even while I'm on the job. And it also means I can live at night.
Are you involved in what happened up there?
Not at all. I swear. I've got a sweet job here. I'd never risk it.
I was saying earlier that Galeb just
So what happened?
looks
I've got
constantly
no clue.
disgusted.
The shift started at 10 p.m., as usual. The 6th floor attendant left around 11. At midnight, one of Mr. Moore's bodyguards came down to get the car. They were going to a party, apparently. I didn't see them come back. Then, around 2:20 or so, one of Mr. Moore's cars went flying out of here. It hit the wall near the exit.
Which car?
Did you recognize the car?
Yeah, it was his sports car. The only one like it here.
Who was driving?
Did you see who was behind the wheel?
No, it's got tinted windows. I thought it was Mr. Moore at first. But from what happened upstairs, I doubt it now. Hey, were you the one who...
You really think if it was me who did it, I'd be standing around here trying to figure out what happened?
Did you know more?
What can you tell me about Moore?
I saw him a lot. He's the tenant I got to know best because of his working hours. And he was the most generous when it came to maintaining his cars, too.
What about his family?
Anything in particular about Mrs. Moore?
Yeah, I see her every once in a while. Sometimes I see her with a girl, coming back from vacation.
Her daughter.
Sure is good they weren't here tonight.
What do you know about it?
What makes you say that?
Well, Mrs. Moore's car. I haven't seen it in the garage for weeks, and she's the one who took the girl to school. Mr. Moore told me they were on vacation, and he was going to go join them soon.
What's in the trunk of his car?
Hey, what kind of cooks have you got in your trunk?
Oh, I see you've found my little treats. I haven't got much there. There have been a lot of orders lately. I must still have some of that rust elixir left.
What about the bodyguards?
Did you see the bodyguards today?
James came by earlier this evening to move Mr. Moore's car, but I haven't seen them since.
That'll be all for now.
At your service, Mr. Bazori.
Okay. Alright.
An old glass bottle taken from the trash.
I saw that there was an alternate outfits pack for this game, and Galeb's is fully like a white suit with a red shirt, like open collar, sunglasses, like he's in a fucking mafia movie, and with the like fake FBI badge on top. So funny. It was $250 for the outfit pack, and I was like, MM's was nice, but that was Galeb's, and Leisha's is like a waistcoat, like a yellow waistcoat with a spotted shirt situation, and I was like, this is fun, but I don't know if I'd be able to take it seriously, you know?
Clearly, The driver had difficulty handling it.
Spicy. Okay. This is the car, right?
Hurry up. We need something, guys.
We're waiting for the
Okay,
forensics.
I guess that's not what that key is for. Okay. Look at his silly little run. I don't even know what the key was for, but we got a key. Okay. What do we got here? Oh, okay. Interesting.
Locked. Can't be forced. No. That's impossible. Locked. I have to find a way to open it. No. That's impossible.
Alright. Okay. Okay, I guess the key that I found isn't for this either. Okay, we got a nice little safe zone in case I need to crunchy crunch on anyone. Security is everyone's responsibility.
Even access to the trash is restricted here.
Wyatt, you weren't here and I haven't been able to get into the trash cans again. Would it kill you to leave the door open? Some of us have work to do. Okay, I might talk to him again and
I have to find a way to open it.
see if I can get access to these. Because he's gaslighting, gatekeeping, and girl bossing the trash for some reason.
Did you want something else?
How do you open the dumpsters in the garbage room?
What dumpster?
The dump... Are you toying with me?
No, but the cops already looked. There's nothing there.
Open it.
Mr.
Confrontation.
Missouri, I promise you won't find anything there. And I can't open it anyway. It's for staff only. Why do you want to go through the trash anyway?
Oh, man. Okay. Intimidation's not really an option. Rhetoric could be an option. If I want to risk that. Let's see what consumables I have. Okay, I can restore some willpower if I need it, so that's good. Increase the success rate by 50% in the next skill defense tie. So that's also an option. Okay, fuck it. Yeah, let's try some rhetoric.
You sure you want to piss me off, Wyatt?
No, no, no. Of course not, Mr. Missouri. That's not at all what I wanted to do. Listen, we're just gonna forget this conversation ever happened. And
Excuse me. You didn't just try to corrupt my memories, did you?
oh no, I'm so sorry, Mr. Missouri. I shouldn't have. I know. How can I make it up to you?
Let's get some willpower back, shall we? He owes me more respect than that. Fingers crossed this works. Come on. Yeah.
You're taking a big risk by messing with someone like me. I'm sure that's not news to you.
Yes, I know. But it doesn't have to come to that. I meant no disrespect. Obviously.
Obviously. So you could open this dumpster for me. Open it now.
Just promise me you won't touch anything. Some of my stuff is in there. Please, don't touch it.
Oh, like corpses and shit? Okay, well, I'm out of willpower really at this point, so he needs to hurry up, I guess.
I've already wasted enough time with you.
I can't just open the door for you like that. I really can't.
Really?
You've got to understand. I can't let you see what's inside.
Well, I don't have any choices here, so fingers crossed.
I've been sent by the Prince of Boston. Do you really think I owe you anything?
That's not what I meant.
You talk too much. Open the door.
Right away.
All right, it's open.
Wouldn't you rather tell me what you're hiding in there?
Well, I cook a little. A guy's got to survive. I don't have to tell you that. I don't make a whole lot of money here.
What do you cook?
Oh, a little of everything. But I've got all my stuff in there. And there's some pretty rare ingredients.
Rare?
Yeah. And kinda illegal, too.
Such as?
In some recipes, well, I use vials of Kindred's blood, for instance.
Oh. Okay, tell me more, tell me more. Why not?
Whose blood?
Well, it depends on what I can find.
Okay, but what have you got right now, exactly?
If I tell you, can it stay just between us?
You're not fucking going to start again.
Okay. Okay, I managed to obtain some of Quentin King's blood.
Holy shit. How? You must have got ripped off, I guess.
But of course. This guy's the perfect patsy. I almost pity him. King answered the beckoning at the same time as the rest of the city's elders. It can't be his blood.
One more thing, boss.
Don't call me that.
I hope we'll meet again, Mr. Bizori.
Well, shit. How would he get Quentin King's blood? Let's have a look-see.
Nothing of interest.
Just garbage. Oh, here we go.
Oh. I wasn't expecting to see you here. Woo.
Rip.
If it was a bodyguard who died in the lobby, where the hell is Moore?
Right, so the corpse isn't Moore's. But how did they manage to pretend it's Moore's?
Nothing. Ugh, packaging to be recycled. Why, it's makeshift lab. And it's not meth.
Lockpicking tool. Quentin King's Vitae, apparently.
Rusty cans. Who would want to take that? Empty soda cans. Old chicken feet.
Is he doing a sorcery? Is that what?
A shoe with worn out leather. I wonder what he's cooking with that garbage.
Very interesting.
Nothing. Ugh, packaging to be recycled.
Yeah, I have decided that my new favorite thing is when the vampires try and use their vampire powers on each other for like trivial things, and then are like, "Hey, I can't believe you tried to use your vampire powers on me." I love it. Gather reports about the permission. Okay. Still feel that there's quite a bit left to figure out here. I think we're gonna have to go back upstairs.
Any news, guys?
Nothing yet.
This fucking huge apartment for real. Okay, there are a couple of doors down there. Okay, I've not been upstairs. Okay.
This is where I met Moore for the first time.
Awesome. So we're in a new area, and it's a hot mess in here. Hey, buddy, let's have a quick word.
Son of a bitch wasn't messing around. Have you seen all that cash?
Account statements from different banks. Nothing that concerns us.
Mm-mm.
Deeds, stock portfolios. Moore doesn't just manage the Camarilla's business. A Boston manufacturer's files. Portfolios of old shares.
I don't think I've been using this power enough.
The mayor's deeds.
'Cause I forgot I have the like sense thing with Galeb. Do I even? Didn't even actually 100% know how to use it. Okay. Alright. Just keep snooping. Okay, there's an upstairs level to his office. Let's give that a go. I can't believe that there's so many fucking floors to this apartment. Something money expert, investments, money. Another box of pizza.
I should put some money on that. Officer Baker, can I help you?
Were you the first person to arrive at the scene of the crime?
Yes, sir. My partner and I were the first to get here.
Just tell me about it.
We got the call around 2:20. The caretaker had called because a resident was injured. It took us about 20 minutes to get here. The poor guy was in a panic. He told us he'd seen one of the tenants, Jason Moore, enter the building, and he looked hurt. He was being held up by his 2 bodyguards, and he was bleeding a lot.
Where was the injury?
Did he see the wound?
Yeah, he said the victim was holding his right hip. So I went upstairs with the caretaker. We saw blood in the elevator and on the landing. I rang the doorbell, but nobody answered, so the caretaker opened the door. I identified myself. There were traces of blood leading down the hall away from the entrance, and just after that, I found the decapitated body.
What about your partner?
Did your partner come with you?
No, he stayed in the foyer to secure the entrance to the building.
Did you touch the body?
Did you touch the body?
No. There was nothing I could do to help him, so I secured the scene. I put my gloves on to take his ID out of his jacket pocket so we could identify him. Then I called it in.
What about the caretaker?
Where was the caretaker during that time?
I told him not to come inside, but he followed me. When he saw the corpse, he was really shaken. He wouldn't let go of me.
What did you do next?
Then what did you do?
I called for backup. They told me that forensics would get here as soon as they could. They were out at another case. That was their top priority.
After that?
I secured the entrance to the apartment.
Damn it, I shouldn't have used so much willpower, otherwise I think I'd be able to do this. Keep going.
After that, I searched the ground floor. There was nobody around. But from the looks of things, somebody searched the apartment. When Sergeant Lehane got here, she took care of upstairs. It's a good thing, too, because it took everyone else another 15 minutes to get here. She didn't find anyone there.
So there's no sign of the family then?
Nothing. The place is empty.
I might use Walls of the Mind. Yeah. Do we know where Moore was coming from? Shit.
Any leads on what happened before that?
Not really, sir.
Time to go.
If you remember anything else, let me know.
Of course.
Well, fuck. What was that? Magnetic key, you say?
It was my greatest pleasure before. Now everything tastes like ashes.
Rip. What is this? Just a bunch of screens that he has?
Live stock prices.
Oh my god.
I had fun for a while too. At first.
Jesus. Even if you like capitalism, how could you think that stocks are fun? Richard Senton, president of the Boston Region Metropolitan Planning Organization, 10 Park Plaza, Boston, MA 02116. Renovation and acquisition of lot 6548, action TIP ID 707113. Dear Mr. Moore, I'm writing to inform you of today's vote following the Quarterly City Council meeting, which overwhelmingly approved your renovation and acquisition project by 89%. With this decision, the city reiterates its support for your client and for the members of the MPO and MassDOT. You will be receiving the final engineering package from the MPO and MassDOT shortly, which will also include the acoustic measurements of your client's clubs. Sincerely, Richard Senton. Interesting.
A souvenir from the Hong Kong Stock Exchange.
Of course. More old coins. That's good because I need more willpower. The exact same book about money.
Lydia and June at the beach.
Key to Jason Moore's archives. Oh, that'll be handy.
A safe. Now we just have to find the code.
BNL Corp, where are you? You didn't answer my call. I left you a message. We need you tonight. Let me know. BNL Corp need files. Jason, I'm being asked for files that you should have sent a week ago. I don't know what's going on. Send them over. Welljet booking confirmation. Heavy jet chartered for Boston, Hong Kong trips Thursday, September 5th. So was he running away because of something gone wrong? Where exactly did the safe open? There. Right, 1490 or some combination thereof. And then I don't know how many tries I have, so I don't know whether I should just take the risk. I feel like I'm a bit worried about shutting myself out, and I don't want to risk that yet. So I'm going to find out where the archives key. This is it, right? Yeah. A safe room is useful, because I'll probably drink that guy's blood in a minute. Dejan Siaka. Dear Madam, Dejan Siaka is the most active member of your Primogen. He's also not very interested in accounting either, so he lets me manage his small fortune as I see fit. He regularly comes to me to launder the money he receives from his numerous deals in occult objects. As the amounts are relatively insignificant, this has never been a problem for me. After relying on your generosity for a long time, he has now amassed enough money to get by on his own, despite his erratic financial habits. For this reason, I recommend that you save a substantial amount of money by ceasing your contributions to him. Of course, if this is a means to ensure his loyalty, I will let you be the judge of whether or not this is a good idea. Mr. Siaka is what we call in the business a cash cow, although he describes himself as a collector. He spends his money freely on things that are important to him, without any real consideration for the profit he could derive from them. In addition to the occult activities, occult objects, and ancient works that are rather difficult to transport discreetly, he is particularly fond of acquiring the instruments of musicians he admires, mainly jazz legends. He is not much of a negotiator, and although I have repeatedly offered to have professionals help him negotiate the best terms, for some reason he prefers to do it himself. He sees me as a simple accountant, though this is not to his advantage. I believe he doesn't like people like me. Do note that he regularly asks me to invest in voodoo groups in Louisiana, at a complete loss. I try to dissuade him, but he seems bent on continuing in this way. You will find the complete list of operations attached.
John, are you making plans in case things go south? Or are you planning to leave us?
I would also like to draw your attention to the fact that Mr. Siaka recently invested in property near Salem. Apartments, warehouses, garages, the same type of properties and sizes as the property he currently owns in Boston. It would appear that he intends to establish a secondary residence. Your eternal servant, J. Moore.
I understand better now.
Okay.
The prince asked Moore for a complete report on the members of the Primogen.
Okay, so hopefully we'll be able to find all of those here, right? Let's see.
An auction. Acquisition of Lot 87. Dejan Siaka. A trumpet belonging to Don Ellis.
What's this? No, I guess I'll find the other files elsewhere. It would be too easy if they were all in here, wouldn't it? sigh.
Deeds, stock portfolios. Moore doesn't just manage the Camarilla's business.
Okay.
Human logic is beyond me. What's the point in doing that?
Doing what? Just a collage? Okay, I might just try the save combination a couple more times, see what happens. 4, 1, 0. Okay, now I guess I probably have to find the code. Let's look around the rest of the floor. Okay, what have we got in here? Nope, that's just the way back down. An enormous lion. Because you can always do with one of those if you have an offensive amount of money.
A drafting table. That must be Lydia's desk.
Right, so this is his wife, the architect's office. What, nothing of interest here? What's this? Ooh. Oh! Ho ho ho! Did the safe code change again? Yes, it's June's date of birth this time. Heart. Don't wait up for me tonight, sweetie. As always, we're going to the movies. Maybe we'll meet when we get back then. Yeah, or at lunch. I left a post-it in your planner. Did you see it? Yes, but you already told me that yesterday, sweetheart. I forgot the reference for the curtains. Can you send it to me? Yes, tomorrow morning. It's gorgeous out, I'm sure. We miss you. Despite the house and the beach? Yes, despite that. Pick up Lydia. Don't do it from far away like that. I need to calm down. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Come on, pick up. No, Jason. Now I'm thinking I'm gonna have to tell June, just like every time. This is the 3rd time you've bailed on us since Christmas, and I can't take it anymore. This house is for the 3 of us, not so my mom can watch June there. See you tomorrow. I love you. June is admitted to the French school in Boston. She's jumping all over. Awesome. You didn't come home last night? No, but tonight, yes. I'm looking forward to it. Where are you? It's 1 in the morning. Lydia, we can talk, but call me. I get it, okay? June cried this morning because you weren't there. What's going on? I don't know what you did, but we don't have to talk about it when you get home if you want. Call me.
Mom! Dad gave me a phone this morning for the first day of school. He surprised me, and I'm coming to see you tonight. Don't tell Abuelita, it'll be a surprise to her. And Dad's coming too. I can't wait to get there. XOXOXOXO.
Damn it, Lydia. I can't do it without you. If you could just see June. I can't tell anyone. I'm not gonna make it. I'm sorry. I apologize for everything. I should have left. The 3 of us should have gone. Stayed at Pura Vida the way you wanted. I'm so sorry for what they did to you. I'll always love you, Lydia. Forgive me. Forgive me.
Okay. Sure. June's birthday. What is June's birthday?
The blueprints of a house on the west coast of Costa Rica. Pura Vida Extension Project.
Wait a second. It's June's date of birth, and then...
Mom!
For the
Dad
first
gave
day
me a
of school.
phone this
I
morning
thought it
for
was
the
for her
first day of
birthday.
school. He surprised me, and I'm coming to see you tonight. Don't tell Abuelita. It'll be a surprise to her. And Dad's coming too. I can't wait to get there. XOXOXOXO.
Okay, never mind. I thought that was a phone for her birthday.
June in Costa Rica.
I don't know if I've seen her birthday hanging around before, but I'm sure we'll figure it out. This is very red.
I've never been in this part of the apartment before.
Confidential file on Beryl Underwood. We found another one. Alright. Dear Madam, Beryl Underwood is a particularly challenging subject in that he knows far more about finance than I do. He sees me as a mere subordinate and is highly suspicious of me. He most certainly uses extremely secure networks for his unusual business, and he would be wrong to do without them. Since I have worked for him, Mr. Underwood has regularly approached me about his interests in the sugar industry. His ability to project into the future is impressive. All of his actions are well thought out, and I have never seen him make a mistake. In addition to intensive lobbying in developed countries, his recent financial operations reveal a shrewd intensification of his operations in BRICS countries. A number of people close to power in Brazil, India, South Africa in particular, have received financial and in-kind donation, cars, villas, jewelry, etc., through shell companies or trusted intermediaries. I see this as an effective way of asserting his control over production in critical areas while covering his tracks very neatly. More recently, he asked me to invest massively in media and universities in order to fight back against research and publications demonstrating the harmfulness of sugar in the human diet. He has indirectly taken control of several national television channels in southern European and African countries to broadcast counter-propaganda. He has also placed some assets in the Indian audiovisual industry, I imagine with the same goal in mind. He did not hesitate to support several private laboratories in charge of demonstrating the responsibility of other elements in the development of cancers such as saturated fats. It was a brilliant idea. This field is currently rapidly expanding and should be the subject of future investments as the initial results appear promising. Please find enclosed statements allowing you to confirm my observations on these matters for yourself.
Beryl, will you ever change?
For several years now, I have noted connections with armed militia intermediaries in South America. I don't know much about this, and I would be wary of questioning Mr. Underwood about it, but it's safe to speculate that it is a question of destabilizing local governments that are hostile to the presence of companies he controls. All of this demonstrates that he not only has a natural instinct for finance, but also a very deep understanding of the related geopolitical issues. Beryl Underwood is the Kasparov of business, always several steps ahead. This makes him particularly difficult to read, even for me. Your eternal servant, J. Moore. So, Beryl Underwood is doing a neo-colonialism. I got the car key.
Someone tossed a bunch of stuff in this bag, in a hurry to leave.
Okay, I might head back down to the garage in a minute then. Got some coins.
Poems in Lydia's mother tongue.
The Daughter of the Flowers, 1852. To Lydia from Abuelita. Consult.
A cell phone. Locked, of course.
So just double checking everything's hunky-dory on Yoel's side, because the player on the Twitch player was acting up on my end, but seems fine. Thank you so much for the book of Emily Dickinson poems you so kindly sent me. It inspires me daily. I read it during golden hour or while I'm drinking tea. If feathers are a symbol of hope, I'll have to linger even longer in Mount Royal Park. You must come see me, and soon, before it gets too cold for you, my snowbird, and you fly south for the winter. Gotta go, my oolong's almost ready. Give your daughter a kiss for me. XOXO, Emily. That's to Lydia. Who's Emily? Who's Emily? Spicy.
Bottle of disinfectant. Obviously handled by someone who was bleeding. It must have been used to dress a wound.
Okay. Okay. What we got here?
The concept of a laundry basket seems too abstract for some people.
I have to admit that sometimes when things are particularly hard, I too have a laundry basket, but do not put the clothes inside them. Oh my gosh, he's got a news feed on his mirror. I hate that. If I had a news feed on my mirror, I would not be having a good time. Front page, the investigation into the murder on Beacon Hill continues. Sports, culture, politics, blah, blah, blah. Okay. The newsfeed. Horoscopes. Oh my gosh. He's a Taurus. Your selflessness will bring you closer to those around you, but beware of this power of attraction for your projects to succeed. You'll have to give up your desire to have everything. Lol. Mother. Wow. Okay. Okay, he really does throw things around quite significantly.
Poems in Lydia's mother tongue.
I just went around in a circle. Let me use my vampire senses. See if I can sense anything else in here. No? No? Okay. Well, I can go down to the garage and open the car now, so I might do that in a second.
My sire always said that at a prince's court, like in a game of chess, you must know when to sacrifice your pawns.
Lovely. Very Machiavellian of them. Music change.
There.
I feel like this is a teenage girl.
I'll finish here and I'm on my way.
Another hidden secret for you. Good luck decoding. Huh. It's a lot of numbers. I'm not going to remember them.
There.
Is in. What? I don't really understand. Okay. Huh. So, is it that I'm supposed to use this to decode this? So that would be TYL.
Interesting.
Oh, she's already done that. TYL. Tyler is in love with you. Right.
There.
Okay. So that was just not really that important. I
The
didn't.
diary of an 8-year-old girl, June, Jason's daughter.
Oh, 8? She's 8? Dear diary, Abuelita gave me this diary. She says I'm old enough to have secrets. I'm going to write in it every day. See you tomorrow. So maybe 04099. No, she's 8 years old. 040911 might be her birthday. So that's the 9th of April. It's raining and I'm bored. Mag didn't come to school. She's got the mumps. Mary took the opportunity to say some bad things about her, like she's ugly and stupid. Mag plays on her mom's phone without asking her. She said I could try with Dad's. I watch what he's doing, but it's not easy to see. Mag spit in Mary's glass yesterday. We had a good laugh. I did it. I watched Dad to see how he does it. Yesterday I was able to send messages to Mag even with my game. I copied the shape on my board so I wouldn't forget. I can't wait to get my own phone. Dad said I can for the first day of school, but Mommy doesn't really agree. Mag has one, but Mommy says it's to cheer her up because her parents didn't take care of her. I don't agree. She gets 2 Christmases and 2 birthdays. I'm sick of it. I'm so happy. We're going to see the forest house for a month. Daddy is going to come too. Mom said he promised. Mag wants me to ask if she can come, but I don't think it's a good idea. I think Mom doesn't like her very much. I finally decoded Mag's message. It would have been easier if I had my own phone, but Tyler is in love with me. I'm not sure what to think of him. Abuelita gave me a bracelet that goes around my ankle and has a little blue turtle on it. It's so cute. Mom wants me to take surf lessons, but they're lame. I'd rather stay home. She's a little bit mad all the time, I can tell. Dear Diary, I'm sad. Yesterday, Mommy yelled at Daddy a lot, and she even cried. He's not coming. I'm sick of him lying and making Mommy cry. Mommy says he has too much work and we're here, and if she had known, she would have listened to Abuelita. I pretend I can't hear, but Abuelita says swear words about Daddy sometimes. Yesterday, I saw Mag in the park with her nanny. She's going to Italy next week with her dad. She's so lucky. She said she'd bring me back a keychain because her daddy always buys her whatever she wants. She's so lucky. Maria's been watching me since Saturday. Dad told me that Mom went back to take care of the house in the forest and relax at Abuelita's. I cried because Mommy's not going to be here for my first day of school, but Dad said we'll buy the phone. I'm so happy. I want the same one as Mag. Dear Diary, I'm sick of eating pizza. It makes your tummy hurt. Daddy doesn't want to cook. He doesn't want to do anything anymore. I miss Mommy a lot because she made me pasta. I found some candy in the kitchen and I ate it all. Daddy's sad. I got into a fight with Dad. He doesn't want me to go to Mag's and I'm tired of being with Maria. She smells like Abuelita's closet and she never talks to me. I cried and said I want Mommy and Dad got angry. And he cried too, so I went to my room. He says Mommy's sleeping now at this time of day there. I can't wait to grow up and leave and open our bakery with Mag. Aw, poor kid. Okay, 040919. I'm gonna try that. Yeah, it is sad. It's very sad. Her room's cute. Oh, look at this. This is cute. It's a shame that all of the money and the wonderful apartment and the really cute room doesn't make up for the fact that, you know, all of that we just read about. She's got her own bathroom, too.
A bathroom with a shower and a tub. June's father spoils her.
I mean, yeah, but like I said, I feel like he's throwing money at a problem that money can't solve. Vampire senses. Pura vida. What does that mean? Vida is life, right? Is it pure life? Because that's interesting, if so.
You must be Smith.
Yes.
Rickman.
Have you found anything?
Not yet. This is the girl's room. There's no sign of her. I guess that's a good thing.
I'm going to take a look around. Let me know if you find anything.
Okay, Smith.
What was it again? Let me double check. The diary. It was 04, 09, 19. I think that's her birthday. We're gonna try it.
June's whole life in pictures.
Oh, baby. 040. Is that it? Yeah, 909 2011, right? Because I had to do the math of she's apparently 8 years old now.
June celebrating her 4th birthday.
Yeah. Okay, 0409. Is this safe combination?
Jason and June, probably on a beach in Costa Rica.
Kitty! Kitty cat. It looks like the kitty cat's taking a selfie. Okay. Let's get that safe open.
Any news, guys?
We're waiting on CSU for that.
Okay, where was the safe again? Actually, have I been in here? I don't know if I've been in here. But I want to find the safe first before I forget the number. Okay, here we go. Big fucking apartment. 04 09 11. Hey, more files. Okay, Richard Dunham. Let me just take a sip. Dear Madam, Richard Dunham is rather easy to understand in light of his financial transactions. Mr. Dunham is almost entirely dedicated to his research. On this matter, you have nothing to fear from the investments he has made. They are in strict compliance with the specifications that you set out. Most of my work consists of setting up and dismantling financing networks to prevent any traceability. It should be noted that his needs are growing, which is tied to the expansion of the scope of his experiments following his recent breakthroughs, at least from what he tells me. Unfortunately, I am not in a position to give an opinion on this point, but from a purely financial point of view, the results are not there for the moment. However, I have high hopes for the markets that are sure to develop in the near future as a result of your drive. Please keep in mind that the investments that have been made are colossal. Other than that, Mr. Dunham does not get involved in the management of his affairs as long as the sums he requests reach him quickly. However, he instructed me to inject resources into private institutions for individuals suffering from psychological issues. I believe he would like to keep an eye on his most interesting cases. He also created a research laboratory that specializes in hypnosis. Its existence is highly confidential, as there have not been any major advances. However, as he is not wont to give up on an idea, he regularly asks me to increase the financial support for this organization. You will find documents that support my analysis enclosed.
There was a lot of money involved. We're not going to get a return on our investment anytime soon.
Finally, I recently took the liberty of creating Von Kraft Holding to collect the income from his activities and invest it in reliable areas. However, I must admit that the profits are lower than expected to date. An institution like Boston's Red Salon, in particular with its undeniable success, receives the support of many eminent members of your organization, and yet this is not reflected in the salon's accounts. As Mr. Dunham is rather secretive on this point, Mr. Underwood has recently taken over management of the venue. I do not have access to enough elements to substantiate my allegations. However, while my forecasts are not always 100% accurate, they cannot be so far removed from the reality of the situation. But thank you for letting me know about that issue. Alright.
A Fortress security catalog. They install highly secure rooms. I've already seen that name on a letter. What was the reference again?
To protect your valuable personal belongings and important documents, the safe in wall has a 15-point locking system, blah blah blah. We design a concealed emergency exit for you in perfect accord with your interior. Sliding panels, use hydraulic technology that's completely silent. Hidden weapon rack. Damn. Hidden panic room. Okay, okay. To protect your personal belongings. Hidden weapon rack. Christ. Okay, well. So if there was anything else down here.
Ugh, what a mess.
No, nothing else I can look at. What's this?
The ghoul who was searching here was looking for something specific. Nobody told me there would be a retainer here.
Oh. Oh, she's the retainer. Hi.
What are you playing at?
Oh, I beg your pardon?
Don't mess with me. Who are you?
Calm down, Mr. Bazori. I meant no disrespect. I work for the council.
Why would the council have sent her without warning me?
Most of the time, they send me to clean up.
Are you behind this?
No. I got here after it happened.
What's that file you've got?
Oh,
her
an
eyes.
account file. Have it. Here you go.
Okay. Let's see how much she knows. All right. What have you found?
Oh, I'm a little embarrassed. I'm not really allowed to talk about my missions.
I want what you have found. I really need some colored contacts for future vampire looks because I feel like a red contact lens or a white contact lens moment could be really good.
I don't have time for this. Give me what you have.
What I've got. Of course, sir. Here. That's everything.
You made the right choice. Tell me exactly what they asked you to do.
I got a message at 2:20 telling me to go to this address. I was supposed to pick up more and some financial documents. After that, I was supposed to wait for further instructions.
Yeah, fuck it. Read me the text message.
Read the message you received.
Target, Jason Moore.
I'm a brute.
Address, 200 Clarendon Street, top floor. Exfiltrate target if possible. Otherwise, final elimination. Destroy Katapata's files. Complete mission for further instructions.
If I had gotten to Moore before you did...
I would have had to take him out.
Well, you could have tried. Well...
I hope I'm not going to have any trouble.
I don't think I have anything to... Oh, I do. I have my little, thingy of blood, although it will increase suspicion. Do I want to use that, or is it good? Are we good? I don't know. I feel a bit nervous about increasing suspicion anymore. Probably should have fed on someone a little earlier. She's not gonna listen to me if I tell her to leave, is she? Because I don't know. But would it be interesting to let her finish her mission? And I don't know. Maybe I'll just let her be and try not to cause too much trouble until I've figured out what's going on. Yeah.
Do what you have to do. I'll talk to the prince about it later.
Very well, Mr. Bazori.
Okay, I almost have all of the reports that I need. Just need the report about Hilda.
Did you find anything?
I'm still looking.
All right, no problem.
Doesn't look like I can interact with that report, so it is what it is. Is there anywhere that I haven't been on this floor? I don't know, but oh, I can go to the garage now, can't I? Can indeed do that. But let me have a little snack first. I feel that I need a little snack. Alright, let's go.
Meet me there.
Of course.
Snack time. Nom 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 nom. Nom 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 nom. Okay. Oh. Chickpea's looking at me like, are you okay, bro? You are what you eat. I'm not a cop. What are you trying to say about me? What are you trying to say about me? Wow. Okay, hold on. Sorry. Okay, cool. Got my hunger down. I feel like I don't want to jinx anything, but I do feel like this is going a bit better than
Deeds, stock portfolio.
than the last scene for me.
Moore doesn't just manage the Camarilla's business.
Overall, feels like it's going more smoothly. Let's see. Okay, so I've definitely been in here. Oh yeah, I was going down to the garage, wasn't I? Let's do that. Which, there's a door here, isn't there? Yeah. Really, I to be honest, this stair walking animation is really very good. I cannot get over how good that is. Oh. Oh no, I have been here. I was about to be like, this is a different room. No, it's not. Okay, so down to the garage. I love to have spatial awareness. It's a talent of mine. this is the one. Do you think you could...
Hurry up.
Go away, ma'am?
Something, guys.
We're waiting for the forensics.
You think you could leave me to my business, lady? Thank you very much. Use key. What do we got? Yeah, the last file. Hilda McAndrews. Dear Madam, although she is not directly involved in the world of finance, Hilda McAndrews has a keen instinct for leveraging her assets. She knows exactly what she wants and how to get it, which makes our interactions quite simple. Her business as an art dealer is fairly conventional, though the scope of her dealings is vaster than with any of my other clients. Ms. McAndrews has made it very clear that she wishes to differentiate her personal acquisitions, which she keeps in her private collection, from pieces she acquires for investment purposes. On this matter, I admit I am impressed by her knowledge of the field. She very rarely makes transactions at a loss, and when she does, the loss is immediately compensated by a true masterstroke. She leaves nothing to chance, which is reassuring for an asset manager, especially when dealing with such large amounts. The rest of her day-to-day transactions reflect the usual lifestyle of a person of her rank within your prestigious organization. There isn't much to report in that regard. Ms. McAndrews likes nice things, and this is reflected in her expenditures. With regard to the Rosemarin Society, her foundation, Ms. McAndrews prefers to be in charge of every single transaction. There is no question of my putting trusted managers in charge of it. The only leeway I am given is with regard to the purely financial side of it, which she does not concern herself with. The foundation's activities are entirely focused on art, grants to schools throughout the world, holding conferences and exhibitions in major cultural centers, donations to charitable organizations, residences, and competitions. Although it is not well known to the public, the Rosemarin Society is a major player in the art world. This naturally requires significant financial power, which is why the Foundation is courting the world's greatest fortunes and companies who seek recognition or just want to burnish their image. There are also some quid pro quos in exchange, of course, such as works of art by up-and-coming artists donated for free, or invitations to charity galas that give good press. Recently, even Mr. Beryl Underwood was approached by Ms. McAndrews to stimulate financial contributions to the Foundation. They seem to have set up an organization that deals in art trafficking. I have enclosed all the documents needed to confirm these activities.
Hilda's planned for everything, even her eventual end.
Oh, I think Chickpea wants out, don't you, Chickpea? I'll just be a second. Meow. There is one particular issue that requires your attention. Ms. McAndrews has asked me to draw up a sort of will for her. I was surprised by her request in and of itself, as I'm not a lawyer and have no experience in drafting this sort of document, and given your longevity, I was under the impression that inheritances were not a concern that preoccupied you. However, this was not the question I wanted to draw your attention to. Rather, I wanted you to be aware of the identity of the beneficiary of most of Ms. McAndrews' property. Her belongings are to be bequeathed to a certain M.M. Lewis, whom I do not have the pleasure of having met, but who, it would appear, is relatively little involved in your court. It seems to me that there is a risk of having so many assets removed from your circle of influence if Miss McAndrews were to pass away. So, the prince doesn't know this already, does she? Because if she does know this already, then that might kind of, that might explain her interest in having MM on her court. But we'll see. It seems to me that there's I recommend the utmost vigilance on this matter, your eternal servant, J. Moore. Okay, so I guess I have everything I need now. Return to the prince.
Any news, guys?
Nothing yet.
Okay, yeah. I don't necessarily know where I need to go to return to the prince, but I guess maybe back up. Maybe just back to the apartment entrance. Which I guess would be down here.
Sure thing. I'm quitting after tonight.
Okay, alright, buddy. If that's how you feel. I feel that just in case of another final interaction, it might be a good idea for me to have a quick sip of blood, you know? So I'm just gonna look around to have a quick drink. You know? Okay. No, that's the way it came. Don't want to go there yet. Don't want to leave just yet. I want a little snack. Just a little snack. That's it. Here we go, there's the stairs. Alright. I feel like there are a few cops around here that I was able to snack on. Snack!
To see you there. Okay, sure.
Okay, sure.
Chompa chompa chicken. Munchy crunchy.
Interesting that he has a tattoo of a compass on his hand.
I need to rest.
Controlled hunt. Yeah. I feel like it doesn't feel super bad because it feels kind of like true to their characters, funnily enough, that I feel like in Leisha's scene I was an absolute mess, and then in this scene I've been very very smooth for the most part. What are my traits? I'm oh well, whatever. That wasn't very smooth in scene 1, that's true. Talent gained. Talent is something different. Oh, I haven't really seen about talent. Progression. Using the rhetoric skill increases. Oh, okay. So the more you use certain skills, the more you get talents. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, I getcha. +1 additional hunger eliminated on a controlled hunt. Feed on a prey without killing it. Fantastic. Beastly hunt. Feed on a prey, killing it. Oh, okay. So that might be different in Leisha because I did some murder. Fantastic. Okay, so I've had a little snack, and I also feel like I could. Again, I just want to be safe. Yeah, I've got some old coins if I need them in a confrontation. So, but that should be all good. I should be able to leave now. So, yeah. Yeah, I feel like I've completed the investigation, right? Nothing else to do.
I've got what I need. Let's go back to the prince.
Oh, that's it. I didn't even need to... Oh shit. I could have found a hidden room in the apartment and I could have found information in Jason Moore's phone. Ah. Well, that sucks. But otherwise, I felt that that was a pretty solid run. Yeah, no failures. So that was I thought that that was a pretty good run. All contact with the individual who's yeah. Okay, sick. So I've been streaming for almost 5 hours, so I think I'm gonna call it quits for the day. So I'm just gonna go to the main menu because I'm pretty sure it autosaves. Thank you guys so much for another great stream. I felt like hopefully this stream was better than yesterday's because I felt like yesterday I was kind of getting my bearings with the game a bit. We did a lot of lore reading and I was very confused for a lot of it, but today I felt like I'm like getting in my rhythm, and I'm having a lot of fun now that I like understand the game mechanics and am getting into the swing of the game. So I definitely had a really good time. I hope that this was a good stream. And also I realized that at the beginning of the stream Charlotte resubscribed for a month at tier 1 and they've now been subscribed for 15 months, so thank you so much for that, Charlotte. Yeah, thank you to everyone for coming. Thank you especially Evelyn for being active in the chat, and Dean earlier for sharing your knowledge of Vampire the Masquerade lore.
Thanks so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please remember to give it a like and share your thoughts in the comments below. If you aren't already, remember to subscribe and hit that bell button to know when we upload next.
On screen you can find this whole playlist for this Let's Play, and you can find a link to our latest video essay. If you like what you see, consider supporting us on Patreon. The link to our Patreon is in the description of every video.
Thanks again so much for watching, and until next time, take care.